What's going on YouTube? C0L3 here, back with a brand new video today, as y'all can tell by the title, man. Hey man, we got a special video today. We got The Art of Not Thinking by Alex the Virgo. Shout out to Alex the Virgo, man. I've been seeing him a lot in the community, man. He's been, not only doing his own thing, but I've been seeing reactors react to him. Astro Dior, Young Don the Sauce God. And yeah, man, he's been doing this thing out here, so shout out to him. But we have a special video today, special topic. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below. Join the movement. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Make it because
too many
everything
obstacles.
Yes,
Yeah.
the numbers, the odds.
You can't do that.
The
You
odds
can't
are in
do
your
that.
favor.
Yeah,
It's
for
a
you.
strength. I still have the same delusion from when I was 6 and 12.
That's it. How did it feel to you?
Let me think.
Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
Don't count yourself out. You gonna have people ignore, they try to take away from your blessings. Don't count yourself out. Look.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I remember when Phantom, I watched Phantom when he was doing story times and he was playing with the Call of Duty in the background. His story times used to be wild. But that's I just remember watching that, and those videos were so old, and that was back in I think I was in middle school, high school. These guys been grinding for a long time, y'all.
No money, no power, no food at the crib, food stamps. Mama she don't got no car. She don't know where the next meal coming from. Lamborghini, but them niggas should be bums, them niggas should be bums, nigga. I used to be a fucking bum, bro.
As humans, one of the exclusive skills that we have that no other creature on this earth has is the ability to analyze and think about situations over an extended period of time. But see, if your gift is not used in the right way, then it will eventually turn into a curse. Overthinking is something we do in society due to various reasons. Instagram baddies saying they want a man that's 6'6", 6 feet tall, 6 inches, and makes over 6 figures a year. Men saying they want a big booty Latina who is basically just a sex robot who cooks, clean, and sucks dick. To be successful in life is to be happy, to be fulfilled, to experience love. We get so used to having to think about stuff to make things happen, or so we think we thought it into existence. And to be fair, sometimes it is that thinking that allows us to advance in this life. But I found more times than not, it is not even close to that is what gets us this far. It is not our own thoughts and ideas that we are communicating through various art forms and words, but we are merely just the mediums for these ideas to speak through that want to be heard. So often, what gets in your way to take that final step to walk through the door to get what you want after waiting your turn is quite literally the same thing that got us this far. Thinking. Your gift can be just as easily your curse. I know this sounds backwards right now, but let me explain the art of not thinking. On August 29th, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, a star was born, a Virgo, an angel some would call. This kid at the age of 5 could already dance better than most grown men, had a stage presence at 5 that most artists today aspire to get one day. And if none of this by itself impressed you, well, just wait till the kid actually opened his mouth to sing.
I'm not sure where he's going with this, y'all, but let's keep watching.
A god was created. I know there's the ongoing joke of Michael's dad, Joseph, with a belt in one hand and a guitar in the other, saying, you know what I'm saying, you better get these moves right, and if you don't, I'm gonna whoop your ass. But regardless, Michael genuinely had a love for music, dancing, and expressing himself through these art forms. You could hear it in his melodies. The pain that was caused for the advancement of his music from his childhood was also his therapy. His curse was also his gift. But you don't get to that level of Michael Jackson talent-wise, success-wise, with just pure thinking or even believe in practice. And I want to make it clear for all of you reactors probably watching this right now with y'all Lego my ego head ass who finna sit here and say, well, you gotta work, bro. Don't neglect the execution. The work will naturally be there when the love is there, which Michael had. But more importantly, Michael didn't think about his art. He let it naturally come to him. Most of Michael Jackson's biggest well-known songs were spurts of inspiration.
How do you write a song?
How do I write a song? Well, if I sat here and played some chords, whatever, and say, I'm going to write the best song I've ever written, nothing happens. Something in the heavens has to say, look.
Okay. I get what he's saying. All right. So, yeah, as creatives, as, you know, creatives, right? He had a picture of Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk is kind of like a, what do you call it? His career field allows him, you have to think critically to, you know, solve the problems that he's trying to solve, right? Now, when we take that space, when we take that same space, right, and now we go into a perspective of creative work, you know, artists, musicians, you can't really think, and like some of the best songs that go number one, the artists say like, you know, they weren't even trying. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember The Baby not too long ago. I think for Suge, he said that, you know, he wasn't even trying to make that. That was a throwaway joint, and that throwaway joint happened to be a number one song on the Billboard charts. You get what I'm saying? So like when you try and make, oh, I gotta make the perfect sound, I gotta make the perfect video, I gotta make the perfect reel, I gotta make it gotta be bro. When you hold yourself to perfection, that's your standard as a creative. You kind of that's like working backwards, because now you overthink, you overanalyze everything that you do. So I get what he's saying. The art of not thinking. Like, just do. Like, I'm not, like, right now, I'm not thinking. I'm just doing. Like, I know I like social media. I know I like reaction video. I know I like talking to y'all. But I'm not even thinking, bro. Like, to be honest, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think when we begin to overthink, and this can be in, you know, our career fields or even in our lives, like, you're kind of working backwards and you're losing progress. And I can see that when I overthink in my art pieces, right? Because you kind of got to think, okay, well, how does this work? When you think of like perspective of graphic design, you kind of got to think a little bit, okay, you know. But if you follow the principles and you have the skills and you have the talent, you know, the work is just going to flow. The work is just going to come out, bro. So I get what he's saying.
This is the time that this is going to be laid on you, and this is when I want you to have it. Now, I remember when I wrote Billie Jean, I was riding in my car down Ventura Boulevard. All I said to myself beforehand, I want to write a song with a great bass hook, you know, and I just let it go, really. And then several days later, you know, you know, the whole
Where did that come from?
From above. See, the thing is,
that's really like when you tell an artist to go back, that's why most artists, they can't go back and recreate their own work. You know why? Because it was just in the moment. Like, it was just in the, like, I know I have some graphic design pieces, right? And y'all should subscribe to my graphic design channel, Cold Covers, and check me out on Instagram as well, Cold Covers. But I know, like, when I'm making an art piece and I was in that moment, I don't know how, like, I try to recreate it. I'm like, bro, I can't. Like, I don't even know how to recreate this, dog. Like, I'm going to keep it a being with you. Like, it was just in the moment. Like, it was the synergy. It was the, you feel me? The aura, the energy that, you know, I was just letting stuff flow. Like, it was just coming out of me. Like, and they'd be like, oh, man, try and do it again. And I can't. That's why, look at somebody like Drake. Everybody be like, yo, Drake, we want Take Care, we want Nothing Was the Same, we want that energy back, right? And Drake is like, I can't remake it because that's just it's a different time period now, like, in his life. Like, back then he was on the come up, you know, and this is for any artist. Usually when they're on the come up, that's their best music. And then once they make it, everybody's like, yo, we want that raw stuff back. But then they can't make that because their whole perspective of life is different now. So now this is the art that they making. So it's the same thing here, y'all.
Artists seem to get in the way of the music. Get out of the way of the music. You know, don't write the music. Let the music write itself.
The dance as well?
Yeah, same.
When you don't think, you enter a state of openness, a flow state, some call it, to receive the right messages at the right time. If your phone's on do not disturb because you're so busy up there, well, then you could miss the call that'll change your life. The same goes for the ideas and thoughts that you need to receive at the right time to accomplish the dream and goal that you've been working for and waiting for so long. But we often get tricked into thinking that we need to think harder, we need to grind harder, we need to force this work. And that could be the case for some, but if this video found you, I don't think that's so. When you watch Michael Jackson dance, sing, and talk, everything is put together and on point, but it's also very smooth and open and up for interpretation. Effortless, you could even say. You never hear Michael trying to sing good, you know what I mean? He's being an instrument for the creative energy to work through him to convey a message to people. And look at how many hearts he impacted, how many lives he saved and changed. But if he tried to think about any of these things, just as he said, they never would have came. You can't rationalize love. You can't rationalize abundance. It's like trying to rationalize why the earth makes trees create oxygen for us to live. Why is there so many trees for so many animals? There's no logical reason except love. When my mom was first teaching me and my sister how to swim, one of the first things she taught us was how to float. And what determined if you were going to sink or if you were going to float is how still you could be, how much you could turn off your brain and not think, how much could you let go and have trust in the water to carry you. And anybody who has ever floated in water knows, once you let go and stop thinking about it, you're completely fine. And that's when you...
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I think that was the hardest thing I ever. I always failed my swim test, y'all. I could never tread water. Y'all. Like, I always failed. Like, and it always came down to that. And like you said, it's all, you can apply that same thing for life. Like, when you start to panic, everything around you starts to unfold. You get what I'm saying? But if you just stay still and you just be calm and you just, you know, work with what you got, you'll be all right.
Float. It's when you stop, think, and try to rationalize how this water is carrying you. Your fear of the water, that is when you sink. Nature really is one of the greatest teachers.
One of the most important things to being successful is listening. It's listening and watching.
Another reason a lot of people let thinking get in their way is due to the rationalization and being comfortable in the rationalization of oneself. The natural limitations that you put on yourself. You don't even know how far you're going to go in this life. And more times than not, the only thing that limits you are the only limitations you put on yourself. I say all the time, I feel like if we stopped telling kids that they couldn't fly, eventually kids would start flying. Your mind, the same as the universe, isn't some machine that goes, this is right, this is wrong, but it is rather a well that takes in what it is told, actions and thoughts included, and puts it back out with that exact same force. One person that has mastered not thinking and rationalizing and putting limits on their self is one of the biggest streamers in the world, Kai Cenat.
Kai, we're the YouTube channel. I got one thing to say. Welcome to my YouTube channel!
One thing about Kai that has always stuck out to me about him was the spontaneity of his art. Even really down to the way he came up. Kai would make Instagram skits and YouTube videos mainly in high school, which gained a little bit of traction since, you know, everybody in New York knows everybody. But he realized in his senior year that he needed to take this content creation thing serious. So he made a vow to himself that he would post on YouTube every other day and post a skit every day on Instagram. And he did exactly that. If you go to Kai Cenat's Facebook page, you can literally see him posting a skit and YouTube video almost every single day for a year straight. Some did good, some did bad, some were cringy, some were funny. And he built a decent platform from doing these skits, ding dong ditch videos blowing up on his channel, and he recently started linking up with his soon-to-be household name group, AMP. But he still wasn't one of the biggest streamers in the world. He was just a successful content creator at this point. Until that one day.
From 1 to 10, like like from 1 to 10. Like
okay, first of all, it don't matter. I'm a girl. I'm gonna say all girls are cute. Like that's not even like accurate.
Oh, her?
Mine.
Yep.
That's really crazy. Then they was clowning him for that. But now look at him. Who calling me? Somebody calling me. I'm gonna have to call him back. But now they like, look, he had rats. Oh, he was still streaming. This is a different level of grind, y'all. I don't think y'all see this grind right here. Bro, he has rats crawling all over the floor. They making fun of him for it. And he's still doing what he loves. And he's letting them laugh at him. You got to get laughed at, y'all. Y'all got to let people laugh at you. Because when people laugh at you, you know what that really means? They're really scared to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? So the response to it is laughter. You get what I'm saying? So if somebody laughs at you for being yourself or doing something that you love to do, that's a positive, y'all. Don't take that as a negative. That's a positive, y'all. That's good. That's great.
Why you got rap in your crib? What's up? Why is there rats in your crib, Compton? Talk to me. Talk to me.
It didn't look like a rat. It looked like a mouse. A rat is crazy.
Can you please just hear me out? No, all work management platforms are the same. They take forever to learn, and in the end,
So in 1 year, you became... After this clip went viral, Kai Cenat officially became one of the most iconic streamers the industry has seen and started his climb to the top. And well, y'all know the rest of that story. But the same as Michael Jackson, notice how the thing that sent him over the top into his stardom, his most iconic clips are of him not thinking. They are very spontaneous and they kind of just happen to him.
You good? You good? Bae, you good?
What's up? It's on the phone. Nick, listen. Talk about
The blood clot is. Oh, you mean with a blood clot? You see what me I do? She did put the phone with a real general. No, put him up on the phone now. Put him up on the bomb clot. Phone now.
He was just floating, being himself. By not forcing the viral moment, the universe naturally brings them. You ever tried to be funny around a group of people and it's just awkward because it's not funny? Versus when you're just in your element, you just talking your shit, you just joking, and the jokes just flow so well. When you chase the dog of ideas, it's in its nature to naturally run away. The grandest, most iconic moments, songs, and content is not well thought out.
And never chase nothing, y'all. Like, always let things come to you. Like, I realize, man, you put the energy out there, right? And if it flop, it flop. If it don't, if it flops, it flops. And if it goes good, it goes good. And whether win or lose, you treat your wins the same as your losses. You know, you never get all excited about a win, and you never get all upset about a loss. You treat them the same. So you can have a day where you can have a day where you just winning, but you gotta humble yourself and be like, all right, that's cool, because I know how it feels to have a day where I'm losing. You get what I'm saying? So you can't chase nothing. You can't chase the viral moment. You can't chase the girl that you want. You can't chase money. You can't chase any of these things in life, because once you get in that mindset of chasing, now your brain automatically tells you that you're in scarcity. You're scarce. You don't have. You're lacking. But once you get into that mindset of, okay, if it happens, it happens. Now you're living abundantly. You get what I'm saying? Now you're in what he just said, flow state, where whatever happens, bro, and you're cool either or. You're cool with the win, you're cool with the loss. You're cool with the girl, you're cool without the girl. You're cool with the money, you know, and you're cool without the money. You're cool being yourself, and you're cool, you know, well, not being yourself. But you get what I'm saying? You just cool with either or. Whatever happens, happens. You accept both.
Completely planned out most of the times in the beginning. More times than not, it is rather stumbled upon. The same way your best friend or partner, you end up meeting them one day because you happen to be late to class, or you sat in the wrong seat, or you randomly go into a store one day. Divine timing, some call it. The other big reason you must not think, and one of the most important, is due to the dichotomy of your self-image. As I said before, the limitations you have are the ones you put and think about yourself. Your perception of what you believe about yourself in your own life is what the world and people will reflect onto you. One thing I want y'all to realize is the most famous rich person y'all look up to and you wish you had their life, understand that they were once just like you. The spotlight, the money, the validation is a reflection of something that changed on the inside, not the outside. And once you apply that basic principle, you will realize there is nothing you can't have, because you don't even think that there is anything you can't have. You naturally feel like you can have anything. A perfect example of this is Mike.
And another thing too is, I was gonna say this earlier, I think I'm crazy, y'all, because, and the way he just put that, he said you'll think that there's nothing that you can't have. Bro, I feel the same way, bro. Like, I honestly think that, I don't know, the world, everything is possible, bro. Like, I have my dreams are so big, y'all. My ideas is so grand and so scary and so, like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And I don't know, bro. I feel like everything is possible. Like, there's nothing I can't do, to be honest. And, yeah. There's nothing I can't do, y'all. We just gotta wait and see.
Jeffrey Jordan. Now, yes, we have all heard about the infamous story of Michael Jordan getting cut in 10th grade from his varsity team and getting sent down to JV. He was 5'10" at the time, and coaches didn't see too much of a promising future of him besides him just being a key role player. And with his parents being 5'10" and 5'5", it didn't seem like he had much growing to do either. But Michael Jordan thought different of himself. He didn't care about the limitations that the coaches put on him for just being a short role player, but also he didn't care about the same limitations that his parents' genetics put on him height-wise. Call me crazy, but I believe Michael Jordan was so delusional that he willed the body, height included, that he needed to accomplish his dreams. Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, when you try to look at yourself and go, that's not possible. Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, he wasn't supposed to be nowhere near his height. None of his brothers even touched 5'9". When you think about it, it wasn't supposed to happen that way. All of the signs were saying this ain't for you. If he thought about it, he would have logically told himself that rationally this was not possible. And a lot of people in that same position, no matter what it is in life, I'm gonna say 99% of people will succumb and continue to fall for that rationalization of thinking. Some people will say that's because he's 1 in a million, that he made it through and he accomplished and he grew that tall. But why is he 1 in a million? Because he believed. He didn't think. Because thinking requires logical proof to back it up. Belief and faith requires none of that. He believed that he was good enough to make it to the NBA. And after practice, confidence, and applying it, the world believed it too. His mind made his body believe it too and made him grow.
Determination, what your motives are, what your ambitions were from the beginning. It's been a lot of soul searching in terms of it's easy to sit back and say, well, I've given my best. I'm tired. Somebody else got to do it or whatever. I didn't take that approach. I thought positively and said, whatever I could do, every little inch of energy that I have, I'm going to try to provide for this team. I mean, if you give up, then they give up. So I didn't want to give up. No matter how sick I was, how tired I was, low on energy I was, I felt the obligation, to my team, to the city of Chicago to go out and give that extra effort.
For these things to work, you most importantly have to have a love for what you're doing. Each one of these individuals had a love for the thing they were doing, even when it was not working or it didn't look promising. And that's because love isn't thinking, it's entrusting, knowing, feeling. It's why a mama lion will die protecting her cub the same way your mom would for you. And only one of those creatures, us being the humans, have the ability to critically think and rationalize. It's why a mom can see a car on her baby and through brute strength lift it up. Love. It's the pure love that radiates through us all. It connects us. It requires no thinking. That alone will continue to fuel the fires of our souls and allow us to receive what is needed on our journeys. And that is the true art of not thinking.
Great video. Yeah, final thoughts. Dog, I've been doing YouTube. You wanna know how long I've been doing YouTube? I've been doing YouTube for I think 5 years now. And if you guys look at the views and if you guys go look at the subscribers, you'll probably be like, dang, well, when is your time coming? And I'm here to tell y'all my time is coming soon. Very soon. It might be quicker than what I realized, but I know it's coming. So I've been doing this forever. There's a passion there somewhere. I don't know where. It's in there though. And we'll just have to wait and see, man. Anyways, hope you guys liked it. Oh, wow. That intro was terrible. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below, join the movement. And without further ado, I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.